NBA YoungBoy is going on a welcome home tour featuring Quando, Rondo. But are they risking their lives by making Chicago the first stop? Man, these demons love playing with fire. Ever since Quando's friend killed King Von, YoungBoy and Quando have not stopped trolling. And this has made the beef between OTF and NBA progress even more quickly. The killing was ruled self-defense and no one from Quando's team had to serve a minute in jail. But that has not stopped the violence from continuing in the streets. There have been multiple shootouts, attempted murders, and murders carried out all across the country since then. Almost anywhere that these dudes pop up, it becomes like the Wild Wild West. 600 Breezy and many other Chicago artists and gangsters have warned NBA YoungBoy and Quando Rondo about going to Chicago. They told them that it's not safe for them there, and that's almost like reverse psychology to YB. This kid listens to no one, and if you tell him to go left, he's going right every time. That's just who YB is. But as his manager, are you not supposed to be looking out for this young man's well-being? You're supposed to be protecting YoungBoy from himself. If you want to keep your client safe, there's no way that you agree to send him into the trenches as soon as he gets out of jail and off of house arrest. You're putting him right back in a position to get killed or go back to prison. You usually put a manager in place to make the right decisions for you. As an artist, you're very involved in your craft and putting on a good performance for your fans. Your manager should be keeping things organized on the back end and making sure that you're entering into safe situations always. But YoungBoy's manager, on the other hand, is throwing him right into the fire. And I just want to know, is he going to be on stage with YoungBoy and Quando Rondo? Is this manager going to be going out to eat at the late night spot with him, riding in the car with these guys? Because if not, then he is a terrible manager. Because I'm never risking the long-term money by putting my client into a deadly situation. And the threats from these Chi-Town guys are not just empty words. We can't confirm that OTF had anything to do with it, but there was an attempt to kill Quando Rondo in California over the summer. Quando was not shot in the incident, he was fine, but his close friend and brother was killed right in front of him. This goes to show that more violence is a very real possibility with these guys. The attempted hit was in California, and most of the NBA guys are from the South and OTF is from Chicago. So apparently someone has some hitters in LA who want Quando Rondo dead too. A lot of the main players involved have gang ties that extend across the country, so they can probably call in that type of favor from 1,000 miles away. If there's any proof of this, someone probably has a RICO charge coming. Unless they were smart criminals and avoided leaving a paper trail for police to connect the dots. No one has yet been found guilty of the attempt on Quando's life, so again, we cannot say that OTF or anyone else for that matter was behind it. So far, it appears that none of the dots connect back to Dirk. But if you look at what's happening to Young Thug and Gunna right now, you can be hit with a charge 5 years after the fact. And it could be wrapped in a giant stack of charges racked up from years of being watched by the feds. YoungBoy himself said that he felt that he would be dead or in jail soon, and perhaps scheduling Chicago as the first stop on the tour is an attempt to expedite this process. I understand wanting to show you're not scared and show that you gangster, but at what cost? You know for sure the FBI and local police have files on these two music groups, except the police aren't looking at them as musicians, they're looking at them as a violent street gang. Vivio Foreign said that he went to O Block. Dirk had guys posted on every corner of the perimeter and snipers on the roof. This does not seem like a place that you want to play around or people that you want to play around with, but NBA YoungBoy is a demon in real life. He doesn't care about any of that and he welcomes the challenge. But again, I do wonder if his manager is going to be on tour with him, on stage with him, and riding in the cars with him, because that's the only way that I could see you justifying sending your artist right into the trenches to risk his life. If you're going to be right there with him. If not, as the manager of this young person, you should be looking out for their well-being, not putting them in position to either get killed or go to prison for killing someone else. So I definitely think it's a little weird on the manager's part for agreeing to this at all. It's a little bit suspicious if you ask me.